Welcome, One Punch Man fans. This is Chris Bolts, and I am coming in with the episode recap and review for this week's One Punch Man episode, Counter-Strike. Now, what I will say right off the bat with this particular episode is that it definitely was better than last week's episode. I don't know what last week's episode was all about. We all know that that episode is the lowest rated episode in anime history. In fact, let's go ahead and pull that up on the IMDb. About one moment right here. All right, so we're looking at the episodes right here. We're gonna go right to season 3, and you see the score just going down, 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 and then Motley Hero sitting right there at 1.5 out of 10. I gave that episode a 2 out of 10, and it absolutely deserved it. And that's all we'll talk about that. This particular episode right here, we are now seeing the Heroes Association, the A rank and S rank heroes taking on the Monsters Association, or the lower ranked Monsters Association. And you know, get used to this background that you see right here in the back. That is going to be appearing constantly throughout this episode, because for whatever reason, JC Staff and Bandai Namco decided that that was the way that you want to convey that there's big battles going on and there's a lot of action going on, a lot of action sequences. While this episode was better than last week's episode, it is not. That does not mean it was a good episode. This episode was supposed to, I guess, be like some type of Avengers level event between the Heroes Associations and the Monsters Association, just one big giant battle. But as you're watching this, you're not getting that feeling at all. It just feels like it's just a lot of scenes just being put together, like this one right here where Tatsumaki takes on that evil looking wizard guy who has the eyes of all kinds of monsters within him, kind of like he's that one guy from Naruto. Also got all those eyes on there. And this scene right here, it's great that this scene actually pops up right here. This is what I mean. This guy is going to be fighting all these monsters right here, and he's getting ready to do his special move right here. Now look at this. This is supposed to be some type of special move that he's doing, and all he's doing is just spinning things really fast. Nothing's really happening right here. So, and remember I said get used to looking at that really fast looking scene there, and it'll just constantly keep popping up. And in fact, I just fast forwarded too quick. We got this guy getting ready for it. So there's that flashy scene right there. There's more filter. There's a flashy scene again. They're being done to try to give this sense that there's a lot of action and stuff going on. But overall, the episode just felt really flat. I wasn't moved by it or anything. This girl right here, she has no powers or anything. She's just gonna run right through these enemies and use all kinds of track and field different type of moves. But then ultimately she's gonna say that she's just a grappler, and it's kind of, I actually think it's kind of funny right here, because she's gonna start grappling here because she doesn't have any other moves. And if you practice jujitsu or any other type of grappling art, you are always going to be given and to run into a joke or be told that jiu-jitsu doesn't work on the streets because you're gonna get jumped. Well, here you go right here. Here's the proof. They all just started jumping her because that's all she was doing. She's just doing her grappling arts, and all of the monster's friends just comes up and just starts stomping her into the ground. That's exactly what would happen if you try to do jiu-jitsu on the streets. No, not really. I've seen some really good people do jiu-jitsu on the streets, and you still don't want to fuck with those guys. Please don't go fucking with someone that's really good at jiu-jitsu or any grappling, wrestling, judo, sambo, catch wrestling, sumo wrestling, whatever. If they're good at grappling and they slam you to the ground, that's gonna be it for you. So just keep that in mind. But going on back to this episode right here, all you see are these abnormal looking monster things being slashed and being cut away. We see Atomic Master right here with his student behind him, and here we go with that blue filter, which I don't know, they gotta put the blue filter off in there. This is the aftermath of Atomic Master, and here we go, that blue filter. I don't know why they keep using that. But I think probably the best scene right here would be when Rhino Wrestler starts coming in and he starts fighting. I don't want to say that everything in this episode was a giant waste. We see the guy right there using his ball and chain. It's not effective. Rhino Wrestler just knocks him out of the way, and he starts taking on everybody, giving people points for the type of attack that they actually use. We see Olympic Girl jumping back off in. She's going to try to do a hammer throw, shot put throw rather. It doesn't work on Rhino Wrestler. So Rhino Wrestler is giving all these guys trouble until Atomic Master comes off in there, and he goes ahead, because Atomic Master is an S-class hero. He's gonna stand right here. He's gonna accept the challenge from Rhino Wrestler and say he'll give him points if you can actually go ahead and cut him. A little bit right here, Rhino Wrestler is getting ready to go ahead and attack him, and we see the traditional thing that samurai do in anime. They just push up their sword just a little bit and put it back in, and the end result is been cut up by Atomic Master. And he was, but before he died, he gave Rhino Wrestler gave Atomic Master 100 points. So that was probably the most interesting thing that happened in this entire episode. The rest of it is just garbage, pretty much. The fight, like I said, this big giant ensemble of the heroes. I keep wanting to say hunters. I don't know why. Of the heroes versus the monsters was just subpar. I think if it was given enough time, there would have been an ability to go off in there and make something a little more impressive. So that's pretty much the episode, and it's going to continue down off into the halls of the Monster Association. You see all these S-class heroes marching about, which they don't match up with their backgrounds. Here's Tatsumaki flying down this hallway that just looks all kinds of weird, and then that pretty much is the episode. There is an epilogue right here where the A-class heroes are standing outside the entrance to the Monster Association looking at all the destruction and all that, but it serves no purpose, really. It serves no purpose. Overall, this episode was just It was far better than last week's episode, but it was just average. It's just average, and that's it. So would there have been a better season if JC Staff was given more time? I don't think so. If they were giving more money, I don't think so. I'm actually putting together some stuff for another video that I'm going to be doing to try to look at this and figure out what we're going to have to just estimate as best as we possibly can to see exactly what was involved with the production of this. I know Bandai Namco, a lot of people are just are really hating on Bandai Namco, and with good reason, because Bandai Namco is the production company. They come in and they say, this is what we want, this is how much we're gonna spend, and we want it by X date. But I always sit there and say that JC Staff at any point in time could have said, you know something, we don't want this work, we can't meet your schedule, we're gonna back out of this project. I know most people probably are anywhere between 90-10 to probably even 80-20 Bandai Namco at fault to JC Staff. Me personally, I'm more 70-30 JC Staff to Bandai Namco. Like I said, I understand that Bandai Namco has a lot of control, and in fact they have pretty much all the control in this situation, since JC Staff is just a contractor. But again, you can still, I'm pretty sure that JC Staff is not the only one that's been put under a tight schedule. I think some people give it the example of Blue Lock Season 2 as an example of Bandai Namco making much demands and getting a subpar product compared to what we got in the first season. But be honest here, Blue Lock Season 2 is far superior to what we're getting from, this is actually a pretty good shot right here, is what we're getting from JC Staff and One Punch Man Season 3. I don't think there's even any kind of comparison. Sorry to go on that little rant and all that, but let me go ahead and grade this. I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 10. It was very average. It actually started getting more closer to being a traditional anime, but then all the stuff that they just keep doing, like this filter back there, these lifeless backgrounds, these flat characters, it's just JC Staff can do the work, but they just get in their own way with all this. And yes, I understand they might have had a tightened schedule, and they may have not got, actually I think they probably got most of the money for a traditional anime traditional anime. They got all the money that they needed to create the season, but they could have done far better work. They really could have done far better work than what we've got right here. We've seen better. We've seen better. So 5 out of 10 for this episode. What do you guys think about all of this? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think, and make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.